Welcome back to Space Engineers. This is episode 45 of our Let's Play series in survival mode. And today we are going to be building a fighter to go with the welding drone that we made last time. Now this is not going to be a drone. It's important for fighters to be able to turn their antennas off so that they're not broadcasting their position and be controlled from even though they're in that situation, and they're going to have a little bit more of a range too than we're going to be comfortable exposing the space industrial complex to, or even the mega miner, or any of the other ships that we have. So we're definitely going to want this to be a controlled ship, and we've got a docking port for it right there. It's probably where we'll end up parking it, but we will build it up here. And before I do that, I'm going to put all this other stuff away here into our space industrial complex small cargo container. Number 2 is where we're sticking components and such. And I do want to keep those steel plates though. Go ahead and grab these interior plates. And I think I might have some more steel plates still. Yep, in the assembler there. So grab those. That can sit there for now because I'm about to build a bunch of stuff. So a lot of those bits that we had from the welding ship we're still going to want to use. I don't think we'll need the large cargo container though. Don't need the welder. And that stuff I think we do need. And we are also going to need, I'm going to try out the fighter cockpit. Also, I do want an O2H2 generator. We're only going to use the one, but we want to be able to supply our own oxygen without needing to pump it in. And we also want at least the ability to refuel this thing should we run out of fuel while we're out and about. If I can find the there it is. Did I just replace something, or was I not paying attention? Whatever. We're also going to need some guns. And so that means first of all, there's something on the progression here that we still haven't unlocked gun-wise, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the reloadable rocket launcher, which automatically reloads. Although I'm pretty sure for a significantly smaller part investment, we can make a programmable block reload ammunition. Either way, it's locked behind the regular rocket launcher, so we will be wanting to do that first anyhow. And we'll see about maybe upgrading that at a later point to the reloadable rocket launcher. But I think we do want, well, really all of these, you know, more or less. Definitely the rocket launcher, definitely the Gatling gun, and I'm going to go ahead and pull both of these, but I don't know which we'll use. We might use both, we might only use one. The main point of this is going to be kind of for defense against missiles, and even more importantly against those salvage drones that don't show up as having a broadcasting antenna until they're already chewing up my ship. We'll see how things fit. I don't want to make this thing too big. Also, I do want to have a hydrogen tank and some hydrogen thrusters, because the ion thrusters are definitely more efficient in terms of materials and such, um, but they are not as powerful. So we're going to want the ability to kind of do a power boost there. And I also want small reactor. Do I want a small reactor or do I want a large reactor? Definitely more parts for large reactor. But there's also more power. And we're cutting it a little bit close with 2 small reactors on the colonizer. So I think I'm going to pull out the large one and see if we can fit things together with that. So I have not built a fighter before. When it came to the colonizer and even the welding ship, which was pretty straightforward, I had a pretty good idea what I was doing when going into it. But this is going to be a new experience for me, so we'll see how this goes. Plop down there. That's the large grid one. That's not what we're doing. First we need landing gear again. And again, we're going to end up taking this off entirely. But just so that we can switch to small grid here. And lock what we're working on into place. It's just one steel plate. We're not actually going to complete it. Whatever. It doesn't move. Okay, and we are also going to want to put some armor on this thing because, we take any shots, we don't want it to be destroying components necessarily. Actually, you know what? I might even want to consider doing heavy armor instead of the light armor. That's more steel plates and some metal grids, and also more weight. But I think that's probably what we're going to want to do. Anyway, we'll start with the actual components. And the main one that we need to worry about is the cockpit. And this is, again, I have not used these parts, so it's going to be a learning experience here to figure out how things can go together. Alright, so there's a large port on the back of that, and then small ports more or less on the front and bottom, it looks like. Okay. We're going to need some conveyor bits too. Just worry about small ones for now. But still, cockpit first. Why can I not place that? Oh wow, that requires construction components first. I have literally never seen anything that does that. Alright. It's okay, we have some. I just need to spell it correctly. We learn something new every day. So I've been saying that you can do, you can at least place anything with steel plates or interior plates, but it turns out you actually do need construction components to place the fighter cockpit. So there's that. Now, I am going to want a conveyor junction on the front here so that I can attach Gatling guns. And what do these look like? Nope, not the large grid. Well, when they say it's not reloadable, they mean it's not reloadable. So apparently I would have to actually access this thing directly somehow to put more missiles into it. Alright, well I'm going to place one and build it just so that I can unlock the progression, I think. But I don't know that we're actually going to use this, because if it can't be automatically reloaded, that's kind of a problem. Alright, so we need one metal grid. Some construction components. 4 large steel tubes. Well, let's see what we got first. Just about nothing. Okay. Four large steel tubes and one computer. Right. We may get around to using the welding ship to work on some of this, but the thing is that because it's a small grid ship, and because there are relatively few parts that go into making it, I'm really not sure it'd be worth it to do it that way. I forgot the motor. It's because I was in a different container. So again, the point of building this really is just for the progression. By building the rocket launcher, you have unlocked new blocks. That and to see how it works. Okay. So you access it from the front and just stick the missiles in there manually. But again, it has to be done manually. Like, we'd have to park it somewhere, carry missiles out here, and put them in. There is no conveyor connection. And I'm sure there are circumstances where that makes sense, but I'm not sure that ours are those circumstances. So I'm going to pull that back off. And now we are going to find the reloadable rocket launcher. Take a look at that. Oh, I don't like that. That's kind of troublesome to attach to anything. I think it's going to have to go along the side here, and we're going to need like a conveyor junction there, or a cargo container to make that work. Let's see if we can make a medium work. I don't think we can. I don't think a medium can do it. Yeah, because it's just front to back, and then there's the small ones on the side. So that won't work. Try the large. Yeah, we can do a large, but that's a lot of missiles. And a lot of weight that I don't know that we really want to have going with us. Alright, well, we'll try it for now. We'll see how it looks and how it works, and consider a redesign at a later point if it comes to that. I think that lines up. Let me look. Okay, so the top is the one that's extra. So it doesn't go like that, it goes like that.
Energy low.
Yeah. I can remember where the cockpit is. Go ahead and offload these bits. We don't need to be carrying them around. They may not be the actual bits that we want. keep these ones though, so we can build stuff. Alright, so now we're going to put these on here. And that's the front. So we'll do... And that needs small steel tubes to place. Interesting. Learning all kinds of stuff today. Put one there on that side. And then one there on that side. Okay. So now I know I definitely want the Gatling guns in the front. And those have connections just on the side. So I'm going to do that, that, spin it, and that. And do I want one on the bottom too? Why not? This is a fighter, right? And we will end up armoring that up. Now, next. So this is a small port in the back now, I think. Yeah. This is a small port here. How do we want to handle that? Because we still got quite a bit of things to attach. Well, at least we can store extra ice in here too if we want to. We're going to have plenty of ammunition. We still also need engines, gyros, all that good stuff. We've also got a small port on the bottom there that we might be able to make some use of. Might. Okay, we got large ports on the sides, small ports on the top and bottom and back. We can't put anything in the front of here, really. We can probably put a thruster like right in here, kind of nestled in like that. Go ahead and do that. That's what we'll put on the bottom, our hydrogen thrusters. Right there. And then thruster there, the thruster, no, no, there. Get unstuck here. And then a thruster there. We'll also do one on the bottom, but we can't reach that for the time being. And I'm also going to put one right here in the middle. Because forward and backward will be important. We need a hydrogen tank. That has a small port on it. But not on the front and back, so this would be kind of awkwardly placed. I mean, I say awkwardly, but I think it's about the same size as the large cargo container. Yeah. Alternatively, we can put these on the sides. Do two of them. I don't think we need that much hydrogen because this is really just kind of an afterburner sort of thing. What does the reactor look like? The reactor's got a small port on the front and back. Okay, I think that's what we're going to put here, because that'll give us some room to armor it and kind of put it in the middle. I'm happy with that placement. Well, I don't know, because we're going to have quite a few, or at least a couple of hydrogen thrusters on here, so I'm not sure if I just want to rely on the O2H2 generators to run those. Well, I could put two, because we've got plenty of power with this nuclear reactor. We're going to have plenty of power. So I could put two O2H2 generators on these sides here. To kind of increase the amount of available thrust. Alright, so we've got two reverse ion thrusters. We've got both sides and two reverse hydrogen thrusters. I need ion thrusters going down. That is not down. And up. And this is probably a little bit overkill. But again, this is a fighter. We want it to be very maneuverable. And with a large reactor here, it should have enough power to handle this. And since that's 4... Oh, I can't go there. That's where the missiles come out. I know what I'm doing. I can do the back, but I can't do the front here. I would still kind of like there to be thrusters there, though. Or, you know, more thrusters. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'll take these ones off. Can I go here? Yes, I can. Like that. There we go. We may end up not really needing the hydrogen. So we've got two reverses there. I could put more on the top here. Or even I think in the middle, now that I think about it. See, like I think that it comes out of the top and bottom, so like I can use the middle. I don't know if I actually want to, though. This is probably over-engineered. Still need forward. We've got every other direction, but we still need forward. We also still need turrets. Because all the guns that we have on here, all the weapons we have on here are manually controlled. I do want at least some to be automatic. Alright, well I'm pretty sure I'm going to put a thruster in here at the very least. On each side. What am I going to do here? First of all, there's going to be armor all the way around that, that's for sure. Possibly leaving conveyor points on the top, bottom, and back. Okay, so we've got ports that we can use on the sides there, but not for the missile turrets. Those need to be large. Okay. Those are 2. So I can't fit them between the engines and the reactor there. I'm not sure I would want to anyway, because that's not very well armored. And if I go on the sides here, then I'm blocking my large conveyor ports. Unless I put junctions afterwards on the side, and those are big. Like the small junctions that we use to convert from one to the other, or the small junctions rather that we use for the guns, are not overly large, but the small grid conveyor junctions are the size of a medium container. And they're the only blocks I'm aware of other than, you know, the functional blocks that we don't really have much other use for that can do the conversion between large and small. And there's still the issue that they can only carry fuel, ammo, like bullet ammo, not missile ammo apparently, and ore and stuff like that, ore and ingots. So those are kind of big. I'm not sure I want to stick that out on the side. It feels a little excessive.
Energy low.
We could also use a medium cargo container, because then it would at least give us storage. It's not quite as flexible in terms of conversion of conveyor sizes, but it's actually functional. I don't want it to be too much bigger, like just plain size-wise. I might actually remove those thrusters and move them further back, because I could do a medium cargo container off the back of the reactor. Now the issue is that the missiles couldn't come through from us sitting in the cockpit to the back if we did that. Yeah, that's kind of important. So I think the missile turrets pretty much have to go on the sides here, because there's no way for the missiles to squeeze through the conveyor connection there. If they can come from the cockpit, they can go back into the large cargo container, and they can come out the sides into the reloadable missile launchers, the reloadable rocket launchers, whatever they're called. And then they can go into the missile turrets from there, but they can't come through this back port through the reactor. Alright, so that's a constraint that we have to live with. Alright, so we got our missile turrets now. I think I do want at least one Gatling turret. Possibly even two. But I can't just put them on the top and bottom here, because these are small conveyor ports and the Gatling turrets have large on the bottom. I mean, I could connect them up from the reactor into the back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We'll do the bottom one once we get things up and moving. This is going to be a pretty heavily armed little ship. Alright, what else do we still need? We're going to need one more turret on the bottom. I know that. Where can we fit a battery? No, that's obstructing the turret, I think. And that's obstructing engines. Unless we move these. Yeah, I think I'm going to move these. There's some, I can put the gyros in there. We are getting to a point though where I have to start worrying about obstructing stuff. Because if I actually put the batteries into place, how's that arranged? This is where my OCD is coming in here. So if I put the batteries here, they'll cover this and we won't be able to access it to weld it up. But we'll put batteries there, one on each side. It'll be a conveyor and a turret going down to the bottom. We also still need a connector. And we can't do ammo with it because it'd have to again go through the reactor. Can't do missiles through it at the very least. We'll have to carry our missiles. Not sure how I feel about that. I think we'll live with it for now and possibly redesign it later. So we still need reverse thrusters, both ion and hydrogen. We still need ion side thrusters. something useful we can put in here in this little track on each side. So then I can put the side thrusters on top and bottom of it. Can't do cargo because there's no way to connect it. Could do small batteries, but those are kind of useless. Stick an antenna in here. No, we can't. Never mind. We also still need hydrogen. We've got the thrusters down here, but we have no actual fuel. We also have no top and bottom or top hydrogen here. I think I'm going to do that. I don't think this will obstruct the turret. If it does, it won't obstruct it much. Because we're going to have a bottom one there, but this sticks out further on the top than it does on the bottom. And that's just the way it is. So the main thing we need to transfer through here is going to be uranium ingots and ammo. And like I said, we can't do rockets. We have to carry them into the cockpit and load them up that way. That is what it is, without a pretty significant redesign at this point. Unless, yeah, that'd be the redesign. I'm not going to do it now. If we kind of break the cargo container off and move it back and stick a junction or another large cargo container here, we could orient it such that we've got a large conveyor on the bottom and put the connector there. But I don't think I feel like doing that right now. Because we'd have to disassemble a lot of stuff. Still want the batteries on the side there. Probably attach the reverse thrusters to those, to be honest. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Just to kind of finish this off, because we're starting to run long. And I think we're kind of in a place where we can call this good enough. We're going to do a small conveyor there.
Energy low.
And this is more for redundancy than necessity. We're going to go that side. And that side. And put our O2H2 generator still feel like I want two of these at this point here, but I don't think I'm going to do it because it's starting to get long. Still don't have a connector. I'm not going to do this large. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. And then still feel like I'm going to be wanting for hydrogen. Out of interior plates. And almost out of energy at that. Alright, I feel like I'm going to want more hydrogen. Because I don't think this one generator is going to be enough to supply all the engines that we've got here, all the thrusters that we've got here. We're going to want a tank or more generators. But this is a start. So I'm going to weld up what we've got between episodes and go ahead and plop the batteries on here on either side. And that will be enough for us to grind off the landing gear and move this over to a connector, which we have added now back here. And then we'll possibly do some redesigns. We will at the very least put the other Gatling turret on the bottom and connect that up. And then I'll show you what we've come up with so far at that point in the next episode, and see what kind of redesigns we want to do and start working on armor a little bit. So thanks very much for watching. Subscribe to see how that turns out. Likes, comments, and verbal abuse are welcome. See you next time. Bye.